Ukraine is the greatest threat to this nation and to the world.
I don't know how to react to this. This is so mind-bendingly stupid. Okay, let's watch. Let's see. Apparently what Tim Pool says here is indistinguishable from Russian state TV. I'm gonna be the judge. I'm gonna be the judge of whether or not this really is indistinguishable from Russian state TV. Well, listen, Tim Pool would have you know, Tim Pool would tell you that he is in fact not a right-winger. He is just a centrist. He is not really a right-winger. He's just a balanced, nobody's side guy. Right? Isn't he? Huh? Tim Pool? Reasonable, balanced guy? Let's listen. We all know that's bullshit, but let's listen.
They know it. But I don't know that it matters anymore. This is psychotic. Ukraine is the enemy of this country. Ukraine is our enemy.
What the fuck? What? This is unhinged. I'm sorry. Right off the... What the... Are you for real? This cannot be real. It's not even in my... I expected some weird, esoteric, centristy, maybe the US is supporting Ukraine too much. There are bad guys on both sides. Russia was provoked. Putin, NATO. Action breeds reaction. We cannot just say one side is the bad guy and the other side is the good. The usual. But no, we get a full unhinged rant about how Ukraine is the enemy of this country and psychotic. Well, yeah, it does actually I do feel like I'm watching the English version of Russian state TV, actually. Yeah, that was actually spot on. I did not expect that, I have to admit. Does he actually believe any of this? I genuinely cannot believe that if he is stupid enough to believe what he is saying, or if he is that much sold out, or if he's just an idiot. Is he... I already said I call him an idiot 2 times. Is he that stupid? Is he that sold out? What other options are there? Or maybe he's so... Well, there's a third option, actually. He might be so fanatical that he actually might believe this stuff. Okay, let's listen to the rest. I expected something a little bit different, but here we are in US alternative media that tells you the truth. That the mainstream media won't. God, alternative media was a mistake.
Being funded by the Democrats. I will stress this again.
Funded by the Democrats, says the objective, totally not conservative Tim Pool, who's on nobody's side. Totally not. Of course. Total objectivity.
One of the greatest enemies of our nation right now is Ukraine.
I don't know. I honestly, I don't know how to approach this. Should I mug this and laugh? Or should I actually look at the influence and size of Tim Pool and be really, really disturbed by this? Because at the end of the day, I believe Tim Pool actually has a pretty big audience. Hold on. One moment. I actually need to check something because like this is really
They
disturbing actually. This is not funny anymore. I mean, this is ridiculous, but it's Tim Pool. What sort of numbers does Tim Pool bring in? 1.37 million subscribers. Let's see what sort of
Emory
views-
University.
Let's see what sort of views Tim Pool brings in on average. Actually, not that big. 8.4, 22, 32. I'm speaking thousands. 294,000. 20,000, 28,000, 29,000, 43,000, 147,000, 19,000, 13,000, 35,000. Yeah. He is bringing out those views. So yeah, I'm gonna choose to be disturbed by this because Ukraine is one of the biggest enemies of the U.S. The American. Why? What? And there's of course not gonna be any justification for this claim. None whatsoever. We're never going to hear any justification for this claim, for this ridiculous claim. But because, let me guess, because Ukraine retaliated against Russia in Kursk. Is that why suddenly it became the biggest enemy of the US? What's under his beanie? That's the real question. Ahead.
They are expanding this war. Now, don't get me wrong. I know you've got criminal elements of the U.S. government pushing them and guiding them and telling them what to do.
As evidenced by what? There was absolute informational silence around the Kursk initiative. Absolute. The US government actually did not know what Ukraine was doing there. So what makes you think that anybody dictates Ukraine what to do in that regard? Also expanding the war. That's called retaliation. That's a normal part of warfare. If somebody invades you, you push back against them. And that also can include going into the enemy territory as well, of course. That has happened in basically all wars in history. One side invades the other side retaliates, and if possible, enters the enemy's territory. Of course. Like this has happened literally in all of wars in history. And now it's suddenly a problem for Tim Pool. Now suddenly our ally became, well, the US ally, became US's greatest enemy. This is some form of logic.
Ukraine is now accused, a German warrant issued for blowing up the Nord Stream pipeline.
No, that's bullshit. That's bullshit, Tim Pool. That's bullshit, and you know it. That is not true. Let me hear this again. That is actually not true at all. This is so dishonest that I will have to listen to this again to make sure that he actually said what I think he said. Because this is dishonesty to the highest order. And once I listen to this again, I will explain why.
Now accused, a German warrant issued for blowing up the Nord. Ukraine is now accused, a German warrant issued for blowing up the Nord Stream pipeline.
Okay, this is bullshit. Germany has not issued a warrant against Ukraine. I don't even know how you would issue a warrant against a whole country. I don't know how in Tim Pool's mind that would work. Germany has issued an arrest warrant against a person that happens to be Ukrainian. But even if a suspect, because at that point it's a suspect, an arrest warrant for is you get arrested and then you get tried and then it gets found out if the person is guilty or not. That is how it works. An arrest warrant does not equal a guilty verdict. I'm gonna have to put it out there for Tim Pool because Tim Pool does not seem to understand pretty basic things, so I guess I have to lay them out. Second of all, even if the suspect is Ukrainian, and this might be really shocking, this might be a really shocking revelation to some, but just because a suspect is Ukrainian, it does not follow that that person that happens to be Ukrainian was in fact working for the Ukrainian government. He could have been working for any government, in fact. He could have been paid off by anybody, any organization, any government, anything to do a thing. Right? So, going from Germany issuing an arrest warrant against a Ukrainian citizen, a person that is Ukrainian, is not the same as a country issuing a warrant against a country. I am glad that I could clear that up. I'm glad that I could explain why the thing that Tim Pool has just said is extremely, extremely stupid. Right? Is that clear for us all why what Tim Pool has said is extremely stupid? I'm glad. I'm glad I could be here to bring some clarity to the situation. I am glad. I am extremely happy.
In triggering this conflict.
What? Are you insane? Not even Russia has claimed that Nord Stream had anything to do with why the war had started. But I guess Tim Pool has now pulled a whole new reason out of his ass. Not even Russia had ever linked Nord Stream to the reason why the war erupted. It's just... That is what those people do. They just latch into anything, and say, yes, this is what triggered the conflict. This was the reason for the war. Just like that historian that I reacted to recently that basically said that Timothy Snyder was one of the causes of the Ukraine being invaded. So this is just...
Ukraine is the greatest threat to this nation and to the world.
I don't know how to react to this. This is so mind-bendingly stupid. This is such a stupid thing to say that I don't even know how to react to it. It's like saying, and I hate to go back to World War II again. People are sick and tired of that, but it's basically the equivalent of saying that Poland in 1939 was the biggest threat to the England or the US and to the world. Are you okay? Ukraine is the greatest threat to the world? You cannot be serious.
We should rescind all funding and financing, pull out all military support, and we should apologize to Russia.
Oh my God. Apologize to Russia? Are you high? I cannot believe what I'm hearing. I think this, hands down, this is one of the stupidest things I have heard in a while. So what are you, Tim Pool? Are you stupid? Are you sold out? Or are you just a fanatic that actually believes the stupid? I mean, you'd have to be really stupid to believe this thing, so. Holy crap. I just don't know. This is. Ugh. I just don't know what to say.